In the recent consecration of Linga Bhairavi at Tennessee, USA, Sadhguru said something very profound, something that most people overlook.
There is something called as Bhairavi Rakta Shuddhi. Rakta Shuddhi means purification of your blood. If you take last 6-7 generations, you are just a replay of the 7 generations of people. The kind of body that you have, the kind of mind that you have, whether it works, that it doesn't work, both. When you were 18, you thought you were shaken off all those people. But slowly you see they are beginning to manifest. So this is Bhairavi Rakta Shuddhi means purification of your blood from all your ancestral imprints, so that if you sit here, it's just you, just life, not just a rerun of the old movie. You can shape this whichever way you want. This is important. If you are spiritually oriented, this is fundamental.
Well, before moving ahead, before someone makes any judgment on Devi or Sadhguru, let me tell you that Bhairavi Rakta Shuddhi is not some new name that is being given by Sadhguru to earn money. Bhairavi Rakta Shuddhi is a very ancient phenomenon, especially in the path of Tantras, that refers to subtle purification to our karmic imprints, emotional residue and ancestral memory that is carried in the blood, because Bhairavi is Kriya Shakti, the force that burn impurities. And it is clearly mentioned in several Shakta Agamas like Kulnarva Tantra or Rudra Yamla Tantra, which are Devi Shastras. But still it doesn't get justified, right? Because we think that the divine doesn't work on the level of body, instead it works in the level of soul or say the being, right? So what does this mean to purify the blood or Rakta Shuddhi, and what is the force behind Devi doing it, and how the blood carries memories? Is this just symbolic, or does it have any ancient or scientific backing to this? To understand this, we need to go back to the battlefield that is soaked in blood and a Devi that drinks it. Whenever we think Devi, especially the fierce form, this form of Devi do come in our mind, where in one hand she is holding a deadly weapon through which she kills demons, and on the other hand she is carrying a bowl full of blood which she is actually drinking. When I was a child, I often used to think as to how a divine or Devi would drink blood, and now I got the answer. To understand this, we need to refer Durga Saptasati, which tells the story of fight between Devi and Raktabij, which was a very fearful demon. According to Devi Mahatmya, Raktabij was a fearsome demon that was blessed with a strange boon. Every drop of his blood that touched the ground would birth another Raktabij. That means no matter how many times he is killed, the moment his blood touches the ground, Raktabij reappears. As Devi battled him, his blood created legions of clones, and no matter how many times she struck him, he multiplied until the fierce form of Devi came. And finally the fierce form of Devi, that is Devi Kali, killed all the clones of Raktabij, but without letting a single drop of blood to fall on the ground. She stored every blood drop in the bowl and drank it so that the demon would not reappear, and in this way she ended the life of Raktabij. Well, this wasn't violence, it was liberation. Strange, right? How is this liberation, and what does this story mean, and how it connects to Rakta Shuddhi? To understand this better, let's watch the complete video. Raktabij was not just a demon, he is a metaphor. Each drop of his blood represents karmic imprint, memory, trauma or emotions from generations past. Now, how does this even justify? I mean, how the blood carries karma? Well, in yoga, we have 8 types of memories and 5 sheaths of body, that is known as Panchakoshas. Now, out of these 8 types of memory, there is a type of memory known as genetic memory passed on to us from our ancestors, no matter whether we are conscious of it or not. And all these 8 memories are stored in the first 3 sheaths of the body, that is Annamaya Kosha or the physical body, Manomaya Kosha or the mental body, and Pranamaya Kosha or the energy body. And our physical body carries trillion times more memory than our mind. And remember, blood is also the part of our physical body. Well, bone, fat, marrow are also part of the physical body or the Annamaya Kosha, and they do also carry karma. But blood is the most accessible medium as it touches every cell, every organ, every few seconds. sense. Blood responds faster to anything, whether it is prana or it is memory or it is any emotion, in comparison to bone, marrow or fat. And so, in yogic terms, blood is not just fluid, it's memory, each drop of which contains a pattern, a tendency to act, feel and suffer in a particular way. When trauma is not resolved, it repeats. When emotion is suppressed, it embeds itself deeper. That's why every drop of Rakta beats blood, creating another clone, is not just myth, it's how karma behaves. You may overcome your anger today, but if it's in your blood or say memory, unprocessed and unburned, it reappears again and again and again until a force greater than our psychology intervenes, and that force is Devi or Bhairavi. The way a person looks, sits, stand, eat or talk is all the influence of genetic memory until and unless a person becomes conscious of it. Now these samskaras or tendencies, which are the impact of this genetic memory through which our ancestors live through us, is neither good nor bad, but it largely depends on how we respond to it. But still, after some time, unexplained suffering comes because our life becomes repetitive and various compulsiveness overpowers us. And so if we want to do something in the outside world, our samskara limited, and that is where we fail and our freedom gets lost. And this is how the memory rules us through our blood. And do you know, this is not some philosophical or theoretical knowledge that I'm speaking. There is a full-fledged scientific evidence to it. A landmark experiment at Emory University in Atlanta 2013 was conducted on mice. A cage of mice was introduced to fragrance of cherry blossom, and at the same time, a mild electric shock was repeatedly given to the mice. After some time, even though shock wasn't given, but merely the smell of cherry blossom would make mice run away as fear developed in them. Now this samskara of fear was not just transferred to immediate generation, but it got transferred to the grand and great-grand generations, and that too without any personal experience of the shock. But despite of all these, we need our genetic memory for survival, continuity and well-being. But on the other hand, we also need to distance from it to live the life of consciousness, joy and freedom. And so to create distance from this memory of which we are never conscious of, there are different things done. And one such thing is karma kanda, that is karmas and kriyas that is performed after the death of someone. But apart from this, for the living, a spiritual initiation is the intervention in the level of energy body that separates us from our genetic memory. And that is where powerfully energized and consecrated physical forms or deities are being built like Linga Bhairavi. And now comes the real twist. Linga Bhairavi, the goddess, is made in such a way that her presence burns, dissolves or transforms the inherited and acquired tendencies of vasanas that are stored in the bloodstream, that symbolizes the drinking or destruction of repetitive karmic patterns in the bloodline when one enters her space and gets connected to her. And she is not the deity that works for a particular clan or community. She is built on the larger perspective that no matter the person is from whichever genetic pool is benefited from her, because she touches in the level of the etheric body or Vijnanamaya Kosha, thereby doing purification by making us distant from our memories. And this is what is known as Bhairavi Rakta Shuddhi. And as I mentioned above, this has already been quoted in our ancient scriptures. And with this, closing the video. Hope this video was meaningful to you. And if yes, please do share this with as many people as you want. And if you loved it, do like, share and subscribe. And up to next, stay safe, healthy, happy and namaskaram.